So much for joining me today for Crazy Crimes in Cambodia. We got lots of fun stuff up for you. Well, fun, you know. Lots of good, interesting news stories coming your way. I see Mumsy's in the house. Thank you for being here. You know what? I set my alarm so that I wouldn't be late, and I'm not late. However, when I went to go to open the program, to open Streamlabs and go into the studio, I realized that I hadn't scheduled it in advance. So for those people that are expecting me, then they're going to see it. But I don't know if YouTube is going to actually do the notifications, because you usually have to do it 2 hours. You have to like schedule it 2 hours in advance for YouTube to kind of push it out. So whatever, maybe some people will join late or they'll just watch on replay. So welcome to everyone who's going to enjoy the show today. So let's get started. First up, we've got a lightning strike at Angkor Wat that actually caused casualties. Now, the entire country does have a lot of lightning strikes, and I think Cambodia might be the most deaths by lightning per capita. I don't know. We could look. Let's just do a Google search. Which country has the most lightning deaths per capita? Oh, wait, I didn't. Which? Wow. From 2001 to 2020, it says Bulgaria. Those are all in Europe. Bulgaria, Moldova, Romania. Lightning deaths per capita, Cambodia. Okay, so 8.6. 50 people. So what is that per capita? In 2024, they'd killed 50 people so far. 64 deaths over the same period the year before. 59 in the first. Okay, 68 people in 2024. Okay. 68 people is what per capita for population? I think it's 17 million. Okay. 0.000004. Okay, so per capita is not that much. Other countries have more than 68 people die per year. Let's see if we don't do it. Highest number of deaths by lightning by country. %. 24,000 people per year worldwide die by lightning. let's see. Highest number of fatalities occurred in Turkey, 287 fatalities, 14.4%. In Europe. But it said 22%. When we did here. No, down 22%. Okay. Okay. Aurora is in the house. Frugal is in the house. We're just looking up some lightning statistics. Because there were casualties from lightning strikes at Angkor Wat, which in the 18 years that I've lived here, it's the first time there were lightning strikes at Angkor Wat killing people. There are way too many lightning strikes killing people across the country, though. And so this was last Friday at 5 p.m. So there were a large crowd of visitors. Well, that's always the case. It doesn't say in this story, but I know from later stories that 2 people had died and many more were injured by lightning. So there you go. That's new. Let me see if you guys had any comments on that one. I don't think so. Okay. So next up, we've got man arrested after attacking wife with mortar and pestle and boiling water. So domestic violence is something that happens here in Cambodia. And there's other stories this week of various murders. And I skipped over them, but this one was odd because it's with, he just attacked her with a mortar and pestle and boiling water. So the wife had serious injuries. So he doused her with hot water, causing burns all over her body. This is up in Ratnakiri. I guess this is the lady. It happened at 1 a.m. Her husband came home from a neighbor's house in a drunken state. He took a mortar and pestle and hit her in the back of the head, causing her to fall. Then he lifted a pot of boiling water and poured it on her body. And then he tried to attack her again, STAB. Oh my gosh. So she gets boiling water thrown on her at 1 a.m. and she's still in the house and can't leave with all those burns until 6:20. And this was on the 16th, 17, 18, 19. It's 3 days later before she files a complaint. Oh my goodness. So pretty young couple. Oh, they're in their 30s. Oh, 3 have died now. Thanks, Frugal, for the update. And 10 were hurt. Yeah, that's awful. Now, one good thing is that throwing acid has virtually stopped. But throwing acid was a thing when I first moved here. But that was usually not the partner. Well, that was like, say, the husband that's throwing the acid. It's the wife throwing the acid on the mistress is how acid throwing was commonly occurring. And interestingly enough, in Cambodia, when that would happen, it was not because the husband was cheating. The wives didn't really care if they had a mistress, if the husband had a mistress. But if she felt that he was falling in love with the mistress, then she cared and would throw acid. But good news is that's stopped now. Okay, next up, we've got Siem Reap Provincial Police Chief orders legal action against vehicles carrying oversized cargo. Now, this is something we see quite frequently here in Cambodia, but I thought maybe the rest of you guys might not know what oversize means here. And so this picture is pretty cool. So this little van has all this other stuff tied up around it. See if there's any more pictures. Oh, this is the same one, but here they've wrapped a big piece of plastic. That's a pretty big piece of plastic to fit over everything, because if you notice here, here's the clear plastic tubs, and here's the black, looks like trash, garbage cans here. And then you see them here again. So it's even got dual wheels on the back. Oh my gosh. Here's another one. He's also got dual wheels on the back. Look at the hammock. The driver's taking a nap, sleeping in a hammock under it. And look how wide it is, too. They've actually got the frame is that wide on the back of the truck, on the back of the van. Yeah, that would be hogging the whole road for sure. You see that all the time on the highways. Yep, Frugal. Crispy Treat is in the house. Welcome, welcome. Okay, next up, we have a burglary suspect who was arrested after a beating. So I have told you guys. So he's lucky he's alive. If somebody is caught stealing, not if they're caught throwing boiling water on their wife, but if they're caught stealing, if a mob catches them, they will beat them. And there have been plenty of news stories of the thief getting beat to death. So this is something that happens here in Cambodia. So it says that he was clearly identified through security cameras breaking into people's houses. Citizens saw him walking on the street. They stopped him and beat him several times, causing him to collapse. And then the police came and arrested him. So again, he's lucky he's alive. Yeah. Oh, oops. There we go. Crispy Treat and I are going to see if we can do something together on true crime. Maybe the Karen Reed case, since that's what's happening right now. And I did send you an email. I don't know. I didn't check my email today, so I don't know if you replied back or not. But if you don't see an email from me, then I don't know. Check the spam folder or something. Okay, next up. Car washer dies after driver drives into him. Oh yeah, this sounded like really, really bad. So here's the car, and there's a big hole in this wall. Now this isn't drywall. This is brick. This is a brick wall. And the poor car washer must have been standing here. Or I don't know, maybe he got run over and then the car continued after it hit him and went into the wall. Let's see if it gives us any details. This was in Sahunikville. No, it says he was inadvertently pinned to the wall. I just find it interesting. I mean, just my true crime mind, that there's no blood or tissue or anything on the wall, like drips or anything. Just seems like if you were pinned to the wall and it caused this and it went through, that there might be something around the edges. I don't know. Maybe it's just my morbid, my morbid mind. There you go. That's the title for somebody's show, The Morbid Mind. Oh. Well, if hi Cassie. No, it's raining outside. So this is the car is like up on a ramp with like a trough in the middle that the people can go under the car to clean the underside. And there's like a curb a curb here to stop the tires from going too far. And it seems to me that in order for this front of the car to reach the wall, it would have come over the edge into this space. The tire would have gone over the edge. I don't know. I don't know how this happened. But the driver says his foot slipped on the accelerator pedal. And so he drove into the car washer was telling him, okay, come on. And his foot slipped. 43-year-old male was the car washer, and the driver has been detained. Well, that sounds like an accident. But I'm very curious about the evidence. You can see the curb here as well. So if the tire went up on the curb, would the front of the car get close enough to pin the guy against the wall, and also hard enough to push him through a brick wall? You can see how far away. I don't know. That's weird. A thin wall. Yeah, it's fishy. It's kind of fishy. Yeah, it might be in spam, so check. Crispy. It kind of looks thin, but it's just a standard brick. You can in this picture you can see one of the bricks. So, all right. Next up. Ministry urges public to report traffic offenders via Telegram. So the Telegram app is very, very, very popular here. The government officials started using it first, and then everybody else started using it because it can't be tracked. And I know that in America, I don't know, I guess there's a lot of talk about it being made by China or something. I don't know. China or Russia or something. But apparently everything's encrypted and no one's supposed to be able to break into it. So yeah, the Ministry of Interior, which is over all of the police force, is urging people to report traffic offenders. And we do have a serious traffic it's next. It's next. A big a traffic accident that happened that was a big story this week. So yeah, good. And that I have been seeing a lot of videos as well, not on Telegram, but just on Facebook and stuff of unsafe drivers. So it is kind of getting out there, and people are starting to understand more about traffic safety and how accidents can happen. Judge Bev is questioning all the jurors right now. Oh no! Oh my gosh, Crispy, I'm so pleased that you are choosing time to spend your time here with me right now because certainly it's very tempting. In fact, yesterday I was late with the show because I was just so engrossed in the Karen Reed trial that I didn't catch the time. But today I was watching Andrea Burkhart, and she was just chatting. I was laying down resting, and she starts around almost, about 7:45 p.m. my time, and I don't know, about by 8:15, 8:20, court still hadn't started yet. It was just her talking. Then I went and took a shower. You can see my hair's wet because I washed my hair. And then I was getting ready for the show, having to check all the news stories. So I have not been in there, been watching today. Wow. You know what that says to me? Just a little sidebar here. We'll do our own sidebar. That they're losing. They're losing, and they can't. The prosecution is losing because Judge Bev is part of the prosecution. I think that's obvious now. I don't need to go any deep. We could have our own show going over all the details, but she's part of the prosecution, and they feel like they're losing. And so the normal trial isn't going to be enough. So they got to do something else. And so, yeah. Oh my gosh. I wonder if we'll find out what they were talking about, what they were talking to the jurors about. If anybody in the courthouse is going to be able to report on that, or if it's kept from them as well. Okay, so the big crash. Watch. Don't step on the keyboard. Okay, that's Cassie. Cassie really wants to go out of the room. But he's just going to have to wait. So this is the big story of the week here in Cambodia. So, man responsible for deadly daytime drunk driving smash in Phnom Penh is named as a police lieutenant colonel. So this is him. You can see his breathalyzer test was 0.35. Here is a still shot of his car as it is hitting a tuk-tuk. Before this point, he had already run over a motorcycle, and he's going to continue on and hit a pedestrian and a tree and break the tree. And it was really nasty. And because the car right behind him had a dash cam on, the whole thing was captured. What you don't see is him actually. The motorcycle is right next to the car with the dash cam. So as he hits the motorcycle, you don't see the motorcycle get hit, but you see his helmet go flying in front of the car. And then you see him continue and to this point where he hits the tuk-tuk, and then he's going to veer off the curb. And so one person died and others were injured. I'm not sure if two people died with this one as well. Here he is. I don't think he stopped his vehicle on purpose, but he ran over a tree, and I think that stopped his car. People immediately, he's lucky he didn't get beat up, but these traffic police officers, it was right in front of the Ministry of Interior. So there were like police and security guards and things like this right there. So they were able to detain him. This is the tuk-tuk. This is the front of it. So here's the tree that he broke, where this person in red is standing. So I think it's over here, but maybe it's in this area right here. There is like someone who was not in a vehicle, but was just on the side of the road that is laying down on the ground. So what I can do is show you the video once. Hey, Aurora. Oh, you're saying hey to the kitty cats. So let me open Facebook. I'll go ahead and share this tab. Nah. Okay. This friend of mine posted the video. He posts a lot of videos. Come on. Scroll. Why won't you scroll anymore? Come on, load, load, load. Hey. Let me refresh. Cassie. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to let him outside. Maybe the rain stopped. Oh my gosh. Wait, 2013. Oh, because I'm okay. It's still raining, but it's dry on the patio. Okay, now I can go to doctor. Okay, yeah, you guys can see. And we'll play it once. Okay, let me that. But okay, I want to pause. Can I pause it? Okay, wait. Okay, let me stop sharing for a second so that it gets to the. Oops. I'm gonna let it play through so that it stops, and then I can replay. I can hit replay. You know. So if you hang on just for a second. Let me see what you guys are saying while that's doing it. Oh, the cat has things to say for sure. Okay, it's almost done. He did hit other cars too. So when it first starts, you'll be able to, because I'll make sure I turn the sound on, you'll be able to hear him crash into the motorcycle. And then you will see the motorcycle helmet rolling in the street in front of the car with the dash cam. Okay, almost done, almost done. Stop, 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 stop. There. Just replayed right away. But this one I can, but that's, wait, let me look and see. Oh, you can see that part. Okay, just a second. I know, so fun, huh? So what else is going on with you guys? Let me hide it on the screen. So you can see it when it's like this. So I'm going to have to let that play. So what else is happening around with everybody? Chani has started a little cafe here at the house called Americana. And yeah, you only see me. Yes. So while I'm waiting for this to queue up, then I will tell you about Chinese sales. So Saturday, we had one customer in the morning and two customers in the afternoon. And our sales were about $20. And then on Sunday, we had one delivery order, but it was like $17. And then Monday and Tuesday, we didn't have any customers, either coming or as delivery. And then today we had delivery. Well, no, it wasn't through the app. It was the people coming. Okay, stop. Okay, I'm able to stop it. So people here in the neighborhood ordered the food for takeaway, and they came and they picked it up. And that was one person came to pick it all up, but it was 3 meals. So that was $16. And so she's not depressed about it or anything. And she's feeling good that it's going to take time and everything. So she's okay. And I told her, I said, let's give it 2 weeks and then maybe we can adjust the time. You know, maybe we don't need to be open on Mondays and Tuesdays. Maybe nobody's going to order on Mondays and Tuesdays. Maybe they're more interested in the weekend and the end of the week or something, you know, or maybe we just need to be open for lunch. You know, of course, tonight was dinner, you know, that, so it was at 5:30. And we got that cooked and boxed up for them. So I don't know. So I said, let's give it 2 weeks and see. And so maybe we'll adjust the hours, or maybe we'll stay open. Because I told her, I said, you got to commit to 6 months if you're going to do this. You know, if I'm going to print the banners and I'm going to buy the food and all this kind of stuff, you got to commit for 6 months. And so she's committed. But I told her, I said, maybe we could adjust the hours, you know, or the days of the week or whatever. Okay. So I'm only going to play this once for you. It will be on the stream. And then later, if you want to see it again, you can replay it on your own. All right. Word of mouth is best. Yes. So hopefully the people that have ordered so far are, and I do have a lot of people, like I contacted so many people that I know personally. And I said, look, can you please come and support Chani and come buy a meal, you know? And in fact, like on Monday and Tuesday, you know, I only did it once. Some people on Monday, some people on Tuesday. I said, she hasn't had any customers yet today. Could you even, you know, either come or order online? And a lot of people were like, oh, I can't today, but later this week or this weekend or next week or something. So there was a positive response from a lot of people, but they just couldn't come that day. So yeah, I'm kind of like begging people. My word of mouth. Okay. So now I can show. So here I've got it paused. There's the tuk-tuk. Oh, this red car here was also, we saw the still picture. This is the red car that also got damaged. And so right next to the car, on the right side of the car that you cannot see, is a motorcycle. And you're going to hear the crash. You're going to hear him hit the motorcycle, and then you're going to see a pink helmet roll right here on the road in front of this car. And then you'll see everything else that happens. Okay, so unmute. This is the only time I'm playing it, because I don't want to be like morbid stuff. This is educational, okay? Somewhat, I don't know which person died. I don't know if it was the tuk-tuk. I'm pretty sure the motorcycle driver died, but I think maybe the tuk-tuk driver died as well. And I'm not sure if the person laying on the side of the road over here died or not. And so people died. And so it's a very sensitive thing, but it's educational. So Here we go.
Montray no ko bal mane ban bak lan tiang srawang tới bốc rẽ nẹtធ្វើដំណើរលើដងផ្លូវនរោត្តមនៅខាងមុខក្រសួងមហាផ្ទៃនៅថ្ងៃទី15ខែឧសភាបណ្ដាលឲ្យបរិះបាក់កង់3ឥណ្ឌាម្នាក់ស្លាប់និងមនុស្សយ៉ាងហោចណាស់3នាក់ទៀតរងរបួសជនបង្កជាវរៈស្នេហ៍ឯកពាក់ស័ក5ឈ្មោះហ៊ុនហេងមានតួនាទីជាប្រធានការិយាល័យផូស្ធានៃស្នងការដ្ឋាននគរបាលរាជធានីភ្នំពេញសារព័ត៌មានក្នុងស្រុកចុះផ្សាយថាមន្ត្រីនគរបាលរូបនេះបានបើកឡានម៉ាកលេខស៊ីប្រភេទ
So that's probably all we need to show. And so he was a ranking police officer. So I'll take that down. Hey, traveling fools in the house. Woohoo! You got to see the video just in time. So yeah, that was a really, really bad thing. He was going super fast. Yeah, he was in the middle of the day, drunk driving in the middle of the day. I mean, it's just, there's been story after story after story. The prime minister said, made a speech saying it will not, the drunk driving will not be tolerated. I don't care that you're an official. You're going to be treated just like everybody else. So there's been follow-up stories. So he's been arrested. He's gone to court and everything. Yeah, so he's going to get punished to whatever the full extent of the law is here. For that, he will be punished. So that's our true crime in Cambodia stories. Did you have a favorite? What was your favorite story? Oh wait, I've got something else because I didn't want to end on that sad note. So I've got 2 holidays to talk to you about. There was the king's 62nd birthday, and there was a huge fireworks display. And this is part of the royal palace. This is a pavilion that is for like the Apsara dancers or the ballet dancers, the Royal Ballet Pavilion. Is there a pic? There's some fireworks. There you go. And yeah, blah, blah, blah. Lots of, wishing him well for his 72nd birthday. And then the other holiday is the royal plowing ceremony. And so as you see here, these cows are standing before these silver trays that are filled up with rice, corn, beans, water, wine. It's 5. I don't know if it lists everything. But anyway, if they eat or don't eat, and if they eat how much they eat, the royal Brahmin priests make predictions for the year for the country. The rice harvest is going to be this. There's going to be drought. There's going to be flood. There's going to be, bananas are going to be good this year. Whatever, right? They use it for fortune telling, basically. And so it says the prediction foretells a bountiful harvest for this coming year. Oh, let's see. Rice, corn, soybeans. Oh, they only list 3 of them. Oh, because that's what they ate. They ate the rice, they ate the corn, they ate the soybeans. So there's the king arriving. I usually go to this ceremony. But I did not want to ride on my motorcycle this year, and so I didn't go. Oh, there's 7 type of offerings are rice, soybeans, corn, wine, water, grass, and sesame seeds. Only me. Oh, I'm not. Let's go backwards. Here's the fireworks. Well, I'm not in this picture, but isn't that a beautiful picture? This was the king's birthday pictures. Okay. It's got to happen at least once, right? And then, wait, was it not? There, this is the king's birthday picture. There's the fireworks. That's the royal palace, or part of the royal palace. Share this tab instead. There is the cows, the royal cows, and there are the trays with all the 7 things in them. There is the king arriving, and this is the former Prime Minister Hun Sen, and this is the current Prime Minister Hun Manet, his son. They consumed 95% of the rice, 95% of the corn, and 80% of the soybeans. So based on the choices, the Brahmin priest Kang Ken said that favorable harvests for all 3 crops would be in the upcoming season. And I do have some video, and I love it. He's my favorite. I have to say, this Brahmin priest, Kang Ken, I didn't know his name, but he's my favorite. I got pictures with him. Yeah, so blah, blah. They did a big, long story about it. But so now I've got pictures. Okay, share this instead. Let me see what you guys are saying. There it is. Yeah, I know, laughing. It's gotta happen at least once, right? Okay, so this is the pictures. They have a huge, like at least the size of a football field area that they have this path, and they put sand on the grass to make a path, and the cows, several of the cows go around and around and around, like, I don't know, 7 times or something. And it's quite a huge ceremony, and an ancient ceremony. So it's very culturally significant, and they move it to a different province every year. Now, it used to always be right in front of my house next to the royal palace in Phnom Penh, but now once the king father died and they cremated his body there in that spot, now they can't use it for this anymore. So they go around to a different province every year. This is Tia Ban. I do a lot of work with, he was the defense minister, and I do a lot of my freelance writing work is related with Tia Ban. There's a Norodom Orunraksmai, looks like. Yeah, it's a good thing I wasn't there this year, because there's just too much stuff. I mean, there's so much more protocol. I mean, there's protocol when there's the king, but there's so much more protocol when the prime minister is there. And then I'm usually sitting like, right, oh, there's Q candidate. I'm usually sitting over on the side back here. So during the ceremony, and this is probably the governor of Kampong, because it happened in Kampong Chnang province. So this is probably the governor and his wife of Kampong Chnang. But what happens during the ceremony is they are brought up on, let's see, if I come back, you see him sitting here on this thing. So like people are carrying the sticks on both sides So his chair is on the sticks. I know it's called, I think it's called a palanquin when it's on an elephant. Paladin or palanquin. Paladin, something like that. But he's on this one, and his wife is being carried on another one behind. So they're making that trip around. Here we go. So, and basically he is going to abdicate to them during the ceremony. They become the king and queen until the ceremony is over, and then he's king again, kind of figuratively, though, not for real. And these guys are bringing out like drums and instruments and stuff. Oh, it's a huge procession. And if you ever go visit the royal palace, they actually have like little figures in this like diorama kind of thing in a glass case that shows this entire procession. And so, I mean, I'm telling you, the tradition is ancient. And then you got these guys, and then you got these ladies, and they're all carrying different things. Then you go, look, they got her like in it, carrying her, the wife in the hammock. That's actually a little bit different. And there he is on that chair. Let me see what you guys are saying. Nothing new. Okay. And then they, being covered with the special umbrellas. This is the Brahmin priest that they were talking about. That's my favorite. And then they've got the Buddhist monks there as well. Everybody's got to be in their dress whites. It's a very, 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 very formal occasion. There's the Brahmin. The Brahmin priests are like blood related. It's passed down from son to son to son. So they're all family. And then there's this is called the royal plowing ceremony. Oh yeah, once they're made like king, then so now he's got the little helmet on, because if you notice, I didn't point it out, but here's a little helmet thing. So the king is going to put this helmet on his head, and that's when he becomes king. Now he's got to walk behind the cows. I'm not sure if the wife has to walk behind or not. Let's get back to where it was. So he's right here now, and he's got that helmet on. And so you got the real cow guys actually, leading the cows, but he's just walking behind. And then this guy, you see, he's carrying a stick. That's like, an important symbol as well. So, and they go around and around and around and around forever. It goes forever. The wife has to walk too. There she is. So it's quite a big deal. It's quite a big ceremony. No. Oh, and then they've got this all set up with fruits and stuff. This is where the priests are going to come to make their announcement. Here the cows are, and with the seven bowls, 7 trays, where they're going to eat what they want to eat. There he is being carried on that chair. That's a nice picture. And then all around this area, you've got these booths set up like this, where different industries are showing what they've produced over the last year, and the king goes and he stops at each and every one to see what they're doing. There might be some pictures of that. And this is called a kabun. So that obviously you can see it's a green day, as in there's each day of the week has a different color. There's actually two green colors. This is the darker green color day. I wouldn't, there's also a different kind of skirt called a sampot, but the top, you wear the white blouse with the green sash that's matching the silk, white shoes, because it's daytime. If it's an evening ceremony, you wear black shoes. If it's a daytime ceremony, you wear white shoes. But I would be wearing a sampot, just a different kind of skirt, but made of the same silk. That's the end of the pictures. And so there's also some video. In the beginning, there you go, this skirt like this. You see, I would be wearing the same thing as this. Princess Norodom Arun Raksmai is the sister of the king, the half sister, I believe. Any comments? This is cool. It reminds me of things you'd see in Thailand and India. Yes, very similar, very similar. So there is also some video. I don't know how long it is, but we'll play some. So here it is.
សូមក្រាបថ្វាយបង្គំព្រះដៃជាប្រគុណប្រមេគុណនិងព្រះមន្ត្រីសង្ឃទាំងពីរគណៈជាទីសក្ការៈសូមក្រាបថ្វាយបង្គំព្រះករុណាជាអម្ចាស់ជីវិតដូចត្បូងព្រះបាទសម្ដេចព្រះបរមនាថនរោត្តមសីហមុនីព្រះមហាក្សត្រនៃព្រះរាជាណាចក្រកម្ពុជាជាទីគោរពនិងជាទីសក្ការៈដ៏ខ្ពង់ខ្ពស់បំផុតនិងសូមគោរពជម្រាបជូនសម្ដេចព្រះអង្គម្ចាស់អ្នកអង្គម្ចាស់អ្នកមនាងអ្នកអង្គញាឯកឧត្តមលោកជំទាវភ្ញៀវកិត្តិយសជាតិអន្តរជាតិនិស្សិតសិស្សនិងបងប្អូនជនរួមជាតិជាបន្តទៅនេះទូលព្រះបង្គំជាខ្ញុំសូមព្រះបរមរាជានុញ្ញាតដ៏ខ្ពង់ខ្ពស់ក្រាបបង្គំទូលថ្វាយនិងគោរពជម្រាបជូនអំពីលទ្ធផលនៃការផ្សងប្រផ្នូលតាមរយៈគោឧសភរាជតែបានបរិភោគនៅអាហារ7មុខទៅតាមតម្រាដែលមានពីបុរាណកាលហើយដែលគោឧសភរាជបានបរិភោគដូចតទៅស្រូវបានចំនួន 95% ពោតបានចំនួន 95% និងសណ្ដែកបានចំនួន 80% នេះគឺជាការផ្សងប្រផ្នូលទៅតាមទំនៀមទម្លាប់ព្រះរាជប្រវេណីនៃព្រះរាជពិធីច្រត់ព្រះនង្គ័លដែលមានតាំងពីបុរាណកាលមកប៉ុណ្ណោះក៏ដូចជាការប្រកាសថារដូវវប្បមង្គលចូលមកដល់ហើយនិងទេវតាមហាព្រហ្មបញ្ចវលាកៈគ្រប់ព្រះអង្គដែលព្រះអង្គទទួលខុសត្រូវខាងទឹកភ្លៀងសូមព្រះមេត្តាជួយបណ្ដាលឲ្យមានទឹកភ្លៀងធ្លាក់ចុះតាមរដូវកាលធាតុអាកាសដើរទៀងទាត់ជាពិសេសគុណបុណ្យបារមីប្រពុលទេពជាតំណាងតួអង្គក្នុងព្រះរាជពិធីច្រត់ព្រះនង្គ័លព្រមទាំងអានិសង្ឃដែលកើតមានឡើងពីការប្រារព្ធនៅព្រះរាជពិធីច្រត់ព្រះនង្គ័លនាពេលនេះព្រះមេត្តានាំមកនៅសេចក្តីសុខសម្បូរសប្បាយត្រជាក់ត្រជុំរុងរឿងចម្រុងចម្រើនដល់ព្រះរាជាណាចក្រកម្ពុជាជៀសចាកផុតពីគ្រោះធម្មជាតិទាំងឡាយដែលតាមយាយី
All right, so you guys get the idea. So that's the last one. You know, I thought we'd end on a good note since it is true crime and there's like, you know, bad stuff happening that we talk about, but that's just kind of quirky here because it's in Cambodia. But there's some good stuff too. You know. So that's it. That's all I got for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show today. And so I guess now it's time to go watch your favorite law tuber, as they are commonly called, to check out the Karen Reed case and see what's going on. And hopefully Crispy Treat and I will get together and do a show discussing Karen Reed and what's happening so far with the second trial and what our thoughts are about it. I'm looking forward to that. But tomorrow we will have another show at the same bat time, same bat channel. And so I hope you tune in for that. It will be some kind of trivia, some kind of fun, something good, something to take your mind off of all the other stuff that going on, whatever's happening in your life. And so let me remind you before you run away that love really does transcend time and space. So wherever and whenever you're watching this, I love you. I do. Thank you so much for choosing to join my show and spend time with me. I really enjoy having you here. And until next time, catch you later.